Very good morning, my dear. Very good evening, my dear friends and followers. And there was some technical snack before, so we'll start from the beginning again. Thank you for joining us in the live session. Also, keep referring Career Guidance JP Gandhi to your friends to know about the future prospect, future jobs, and future career opportunities across the globe. And wonderful opportunities world is going to give it to you. And today we are going to have a very special thing related to medical technology. And we have a very good people who can really talk about from the one of the biggest online coach and also in-person people who really train students to get bigger jobs in the big industries, Skill Link. Hope everybody knows about Skill Link. So we are going to have some real interactive sessions with them. Before that, I tell you, my dear friends, the world is moving towards from automation to digital world. Healthcare is becoming one of the very important aspects. In fact, three areas are going to have a big opportunities. One, the students who is going to integrate technology with finance and banking. One students who is going to integrate technology with healthcare. Another is quantum computing. Hereafter, one particular degree, one particular skill set is not enough. We need to have a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary skill to really move up in your career to get those dream offers. Remember, in any college, if you look at today, when I go to every colleges or schools, I tell them, see, when you come into final year, there'll be a set of 80% of the students will get about 2.3 lakhs, 3.5. There'll be about 10% of the students will get 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs and all this. Why the difference? So they have some skill sets which more industry and more big demand is there. So we need to really target those type of skill sets which will get you into a bigger salary when you start your career, kickstart your career. So amazing opportunity for fresh graduate. So when we talk about medical technology, people think that so only engineering background. No, not only any background, any skill set people can come in. In fact, one of my students who's doing civil engineering is now got certified in GIAC and certified ethical hacking, working in Deloitte, doing civil, working as a cybersecurity professional. So this is it. Year after your degree and marks, more than that, your skill set and certification. And certification should be from a great learning portal. See, that is very important. There is a brand value for everything. Even today, Career Guidance JP Gandhi, or if you take Skilling has got a big brand among the online or regular as training the students. One of the training companies, one of the top training companies, which has got a brand. So branding is becoming a very important. So whom you are going to associate from, where you are going to learn, all this makes a huge, huge difference in this world. So I always tell you, where you study, what you study. I mean, what you study is more important than where you study. So that is what we tell you. Where that is a very important point. So we are going to tell you, we are going to talk about the opportunities, this healthcare industries, which is going to grow tremendously. The next 70 years, we are going to huge growth are there. Even big companies like Google are investing in. There are a lot of healthcare devices. The gadgets are coming. In fact, I keep telling. In fact, one of the latest gadget is that now you see that we have a Apple watch or Android watch, or now even 4 days back, Titan introduced. Now, one of the few startup companies have come up with a device where you wear the watch. There will be a sensor in it, and when you walk or when you do your work, you sweat, and the sweat gets when it touches the sensors, it gets analyzes and transforms into a artificial intelligence medical platform where somebody will analyze and keep tracking about health monitoring system of ours. So huge things are happening in this world. A lot of opportunities are going to be created. India will in future, like how IT hub is there, the medical technology hub is going to be created. Already even Andhra Pradesh government is going to have started in a big way. So we are going to talk all this, the skill set requirement, how everything. In fact, we have two great people, very knowledgeable people who is in the training areas of the skill link. One, Mr. Dr. Amod Anant Kumar and Amarendra Kumar from Skill Link. Sir, very good evening to both of you, sir. Thank you very much for joining Career Guidance JP Gandhi YouTube live channel. It's excellent to have you all because it's a great opportunity for the students to know online in depth in current situation about the medical technology and opportunities available in future. So both of you welcome. I'll be very happy if you can introduce a little bit by yourself in a short way so that we can carry forward with program with some very interactive questions and all this. Yes, sir, Dr. Amod.
Sure. All right. Good evening, and it's a pleasure to join you this evening. And thanks a lot, Gandhi sir, for letting us interact with you on this platform. So my name is Amod Anand Kumar, and I'm the Director for Curriculum and Applications at SkillLink. Prior to working at SkillLink, I was with MathWorks, who make the MATLAB and Simulink software, which are very commonly used in engineering and scientific research across academia and industry. I have a background in signal processing and communications. My PhD was in the area of wireless communications. And over the course of my career, I've worked on medical technology at GE Research, mobile technology at Samsung, along with some wearables. And then finally, through MATLAB and Simulink, I've interacted with all the different engineering research centers in India. And I'm happy to share my perspective about research in India, particularly for the future of healthcare in this conversation today.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, Amrinder, sir.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Nice to join you all at this beautiful Q&A session. So myself to say about, I'm a biomedical optics engineer. I have 10 years of experience in medical product device development, wearables coming to imaging products. I have been in Germany for 4 years, done my biophotonics specialization at Karlsruhe University, and then performed some medical imaging techniques research within Max Planck and other prestigious labs. Now I'm associated with SkillLink for developing a medical technology training program for all the upcoming graduates.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, SkillLink, for joining with us to help the students to know about the medical technology courses, certification, job opportunities available across the different courses people are doing it. So, my dear friends, whether even if you're first year, second year, keep listening what they are saying it. Maybe if you really have interest in medical technology related field, yes, irrespective of whether you are mechanical, electrical, doing BSc, you can definitely come into the healthcare industry. In after pandemic, the things healthcare is becoming a very important factor. Even the biggest priority has been given by the government, by the public, by the private people sectors in healthcare. Sir, my first question to Dr. Amod, sir. Sir, after this pandemic, the healthcare is becoming a very important issue, both for the government and private, which is going to throw a huge opportunities. Can you little bit explain in short how the future of the medical technology is going to be, and what are the job opportunities going to be created?
Yeah. So medtech, as it's our medical technology itself has been growing quite a bit, and particularly in Indian scenario, this has been one of the big focus areas for the government to increase domestic production and value creation from Indian companies. There are a number of different factors driving this. One of the challenges that the Indian medical system has been facing is that a lot of the high-end equipment have been imported for a long time into the country, and that means that costs have been very high. In addition to that, there is a lot of IP that gets created as new medical technology is built. So by IP, it could be patents and a lot of advanced technology that is very, very valuable. So to increase the amount of medical technology in India, and to generate that value for Indian companies, the government has been really pushing the production of medical technology within India. In the recent years, the government has brought medical device technology under the production linked initiative scheme, so that there is benefits provided to Indian companies to manufacture more medical devices in India. Make in India scheme has been a big part of this, and there have been a number of other such initiatives. So the broad impact of all of these longer term initiatives is that the medical technology industry in India has been very rapidly growing. On top of that, of course, COVID pandemic has really altered the situation for all of us. And through that, the importance of medical technology, the infrastructure and the support system, logistics that goes behind the healthcare system has been really brought to the forefront as a result of the challenges of the pandemic. This definitely has significantly accelerated the development of all levels of medical technology in India. And the primary challenge today for companies to build more medical technology in India is the availability of talented engineers who understand medical technology very, very well. Because funding is now coming in place, but the people are missing.
Thank you so much, sir, for briefing us how this technology, medical technology, is going to create the growth. Sir, Amarendra sir, I always, when I go to many colleges, when I talk, the students ask me, especially even the 12th standard, sir, biomedical or biotechnology? Now, we know that even Dr. Ambod sir said the medical technology is on the huge growth. My question to you is that let the viewers know whether biomedical student will have more advantage in medical technology or biotechnology will have more or both equal. What is the intake for both the students, biotechnology or biomedical?
So, sir, like it's a very good question. Like most of the students will be thinking of.
Yeah.
Biomedical is a segment which has a relation with most of the instruments which are coming under the play. So coming to the device segment, if you see the biomedical engineering means, in an Indian perspective way, if you want to talk about biomedical technology, it is majorly dealing with the electrical appliances used in hospitals, CT, MRI coming into diagnostic category, consumables which are used as catheters, needles, syringes, all this coming into this sector. And most importantly, the diagnostic products are coming into biomedical technology. So diagnostic products means IVD industry, in vitro diagnostics, which has played a crucial role during this pandemic. The devices such as RT-PCR test kit, spectrophotometers, blood gas analyzers, and also this blood count analyzers, all these diagnostic products which are coming into are part of medical technology. Biomedical students or biomedical engineers are going to develop them, but their application is going to be used by biotechnologists. So in order to develop the biomarkers or in order to develop, so I will tell you one small example, sir. Today, all are using this COVID self-test kit.
Yeah.
So the antigen antibody, which plays a crucial role for testing positive or negative for this thing, is a place where biotechnologists are playing a role. But to devise that kind of device, the knowledge is given by the biomedical engineer. So to say wherever these two segments goes hand in hand, the prior R&D will be performed by biotechnology person, and the product development will be taken care by the biomedical engineer. That's where we say that biomedical segment itself is an interdisciplinary segment where the requirement of mechanical engineer, information technology engineer, software CSC, and also electrics and electronics engineer all together come to a single segment that makes biomedical technology grow very rapidly and more enhancingly and more productively.
Thank you so much, sir, for example. So whether you are a biotechnology or biomedical, both of you got equal opportunities. Like Amarendra sir said, it goes hand in hand. Idhukku advantage, adukku advantage appadila kadiyadu. So definitely both of you has got a fantastic career opportunities, not only biomedical, biotechnology. As you listen to them, you will realize one thing, because I've visited them and I've learned quite a bit. But I've known one thing, it's not only both the biomedical or biotechnology, any field, even from students from mechanical, computer science, electrical, electronic students can come into healthcare industry or anything. But today, diagnosis is becoming a very, very important thing. And today, India needs India is a big populated country, and we need a lot of people to know about it. And now many people who can little bit afford, like to have, like what the sir said, to have the COVID test kits at home itself and all this. So imagine how things are going to change. This is only a beginning of a big opportunity which is going to throw up in future. That's why a lot of new startup companies have started coming. Even government is investing in the healthcare in quite a bit. So my question is, sir, to Dr. Amut, sir, the students from any background, right? Whether if they want to come and join the skill link for the medical technology, whether they should have some basic programming skill or knowledge in artificial intelligence, machine learning, which will definitely are going to help them, or you are going to teach them.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So in general, what is really needed in developing any medical technology is, core engineering mindset, which is, ability to solve problems and to, have an analytical nature. So can you, work with numbers easily, do some math, and then, solve problems. And then if you have a more of a programming mindset, there is one set of jobs and opportunities that come in. On the other hand, if you have more of a design mindset, then you'll have a different type of opportunities in the industry. In our case, we do not assume that you come with anything beyond the fundamental, engineering mindset and ability. So we make sure that if you're not very familiar with advanced design tools as they are used in the industry, we teach that and then show how it is applied in the medical industry. Similarly, you might have learned a little bit of C programming in college, but then how that is actually used in the industry, what are all the advanced concepts that are needed to be working on real projects in the industry is what we teach, and then make sure that you get that skill so that you are ready for the industry.
So in that you said that you have to have that C programming, but nowadays in many syllabus or the curriculum, if you see, Python plays a very important role. So many students ask me, even yesterday I was in Rajalakshmi Engineering College, one student asked me, sir, we learn only Python. Do we have to learn C programming or C++ to go into a bigger industry and thing? Because even yesterday I was talking about skilling to those students, that opportunity, though it's a first year students, I told them, then they said, sir, we need to learn C programming. So my question to you, sir, they have to learn C. Anybody watching the people are anybody is going to watch in future also. My question to you that they have to learn C, or it is whether it's a necessary, or even if they know Python, it's enough.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point to clarify. And I will maybe just borrow a little bit from the previous question. You also asked about, do they know artificial intelligence? So, yeah. Definitely artificial intelligence is a way, of solving some problems, but there is no prerequisite knowledge needed for that. Okay. Typically, why people today enjoy working with Python is that it's a very easy to use language, and is most popularly used in our artificial intelligence applications, and that's where this question comes from. Yeah. So in the industry today, you actually have opportunities for all the different areas. So if someone is very, very strong in Python, that doesn't mean that you know to just write a script very well, but how well can you apply the knowledge of an algorithm or mathematics and fundamental physics and express it in Python is going to be very, very important. And if that skill is there, you will still be having good opportunities in the industry, regardless of whether you know C or not. Similarly, if you know C programming very, very well and you do not know Python, you will still have opportunities. And the reason is because these are used in very different places when we are developing complex products. So most commonly, if I can just expand a little bit on that, C programming is most commonly used in the embedded systems field. So anything that requires portable computing, that has to then talk to a lot of hardware and control hardware in terms of electronics or mechanical components, will typically have microcontroller, and those are programmed by C programming. On the other hand, at the application level, if you are having complex visualizations or advanced algorithms that can let's say detect cancer in an image, or measure the size of a baby in an ultrasound scan, things like that, those higher level algorithms are typically programmed in C++ and Python. So if you have expertise in either of those, you will have good opportunities in the industry.
So either C programming or even Python will definitely get. Sir, Amrinder, sir, one student has asked, who is watching, he said he's doing his electronics and instrumentation engineering, whether he can come into medical technology field.
Definitely, sir. So EIE is the branch which is very much looking forward for medical technology. If I remember in 2000, before 2008, there is no separate exam for biomedical in GATE to
Yes.
enter into IITs or NITs.
Yeah.
So the prerequisite is only EIE branch.
Yes.
So any biomedical student should write the EIE paper and get cleared, and then he will get an admission into biomedical in IITs, wherever it is there. So keeping that into say, medical electronics or medical technology is mostly dealing with the electronics instrumentation only.
Okay.
This is only 30% of basic biology or anatomy and physiology is what the knowledge required. Tomorrow, for suppose if I say, if you are getting to an industry, for suppose take an example of a company called Schiller. They manufacture ECG instruments. So ECG is nothing but it measures how your heart is functioning. So they do the instrumentation for that particular product. So they don't have any biomedical engineer with them. Like BTech biomedical is not a requirement for them when they seek for an engineer. For them, they require only electronics and instrumentation engineers in their company to see that they know electronics very well and they can do instrumentation very well. So definitely EIE is one hardcore branch which has more scope to get into medical industry.
Sir, one question the student is very keen to know from the skill link. Sir, this pandemic, though we have made us to learn a lot of things through online, but we are not really happy with the knowledge input. Now, with the knowledge, we definitely want a better opportunity, and we could see the medical technology is going to grow. In case we join Skill Link, whether it's going to be online or it's going to be regular, how for the students who is doing final year?
Okay, sure. So yes, definitely, pandemic taught us a number of things that, online you can do and achieve quite a lot of things. And there are certain things that online can never replace and so on.
Yes.
So the question then comes is, how do you take advantage of the benefits of online? And also then, do things that are in the physical that is very, very unique and cannot be reproduced in a virtual world. So we have been keeping that in mind as we are designing, these courses, and particularly in the MedTech course, we have kept that very much in mind. So a lot of the core concepts that are fundamentals about any given subject is covered in the online course. And to make the online course a lot more easier and more manageable for the students, we have the combination of recorded videos that is very easy to pause and rewind and go back and relearn, along with one-on-one support from our expert instructors. So it is bringing the best of both worlds, because you have the option to watch the video and then you can get on a call and then ask specific doubts that you have in that material and then get further information. We also conduct regular group discussions or expert webinars that then also gives more of a direct interactive feeling in the virtual world. Now, however, how much ever we do in the virtual world, there is still a problem that, hey, I have actually not touched an X-ray machine, or I have not seen what is happening in a production plant and so on. And to address that aspect, we are very proud to be associated with Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone. So this is one of the India's first special economic zones dedicated for MedTech industry. And hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we have tied up with them to enable students to have an on-the-job training in the facilities of the MedTech zone. So the students will be able to go to the facilities in Visakhapatnam, spend 6 months there, get exposure to all the world-class facilities, and also then do internship on the companies on the campus. So in this way, they will get the best of all the theoretical and programming experience through the online courses, and then actually see on the ground how some of these machines are manufactured and assembled and tested, and in that way get practical exposure to this technology.
Sir, Amrinder sir, one student has asked, sir, we are not doing engineering. We are doing like BSc microbiology or biotechnology or something, this type of BSc physics. Can we come into this field through skilling in medical technology?
Yes, sir. So yeah, so our medical technology program, which we have structured, it was structured in such a way, sir, like any person with BSc biotechnology, BSc microbiology as this kind of, and BSc physics, BSc electronics, such kind of people can take up this course from our skilling, and they can they get to learn all the fundamental knowledge required to become transform into an engineering mode, to transform into an engineer. In the first 6 months, they will be learning about the fundamentals of medical technology required, such as anatomy and physiology, medical instrumentation, biomaterials, product design and development, quality control, regulations, standards, such kind of fundamental courses they will learn. And in the next 6 months, they'll be specializing in one core area. Suppose if a person is BSc biotechnology, then his specialization interest will be diagnostic devices. So he can become a specialist in vitro diagnostics, which comes under product design category or something like that. So we have segmented it in such a way that BSc people can also take up this course and transform into engineers and could be useful for the industry.
Sir, but then my question to you is, sir, on behalf of the students, skilling has a separate for BSc and separate for engineering, or it is the same time frame, and within the same time frame, they both of them they come?
It is the same time frame, sir.
Okay, so they should not feel little inferior there. Now I'm going to compete with engineering student. I'm just doing BSc. Those the thing will not happen, no, sir.
Yes,
no, sir.
So maybe I can also just add to that.
Yeah.
Here is where the benefits of online education is really evident, because every student is doing it at their own pace. Yeah. If they are not very familiar with some of the core concepts, they can go at it in a slower pace and learn. Yeah. And whereas people who already have some of the background, then they can go at a faster pace. Every single student is in their own batch. There is no such concept that you are together in a class, because every student is learning on their own. They can take it at their own pace.
Right. So next question, the students is asking, one final year student asked, sir, now if I join, any of my college will definitely get me some, the companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro and all this. Suppose if I join Skilling, I get, definitely I know that there's good job opportunities. How better medical technology as a better career growth than joining an IT company? That's what the question is. Hope you understood the question, sir.
Exactly. So to answer this question, sir, generally to say, I will tell you, if in India there are number of software engineers, would be some number, right? Is a big number, very big number, right?
Very big
number. Let us consider 1,000 as a number.
Okay.
Number of software engineers are 1,000.
Okay.
But number of software engineers working in medical industry is
very, very less.
Would be 100 or 50.
Okay.
So if you are taking a path in medical industry right now, down the line after 3 or 4 years, you are the expert in medical industry with IT knowledge.
So you will have a faster growth.
You will have a faster growth, and you will stand out among other people easily, because you are very much in a longer duration with medical technology, rather than you being in a IT place where doing testing or any other kind of sector, whatever you are. So that is my answer.
Oh, very good, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good answer, sir. Sir, Dr. Anmol, one student wants to know, suppose if I take Skilling, I join, they also assure some good jobs. After 2-3 years, will I get some opportunity to go abroad with Skilling certification? How Skilling certification is valued in abroad?
Okay. Yeah. So So there are certain jobs where certifications are critical. There are other jobs where the skills that you demonstrate are very critical, right? So one of the things that we've already seen is that on top of just the certification that we provide in many of our other courses, there is also that portfolio of projects that the students have worked. And these, when demonstrated, to either it is colleges or companies abroad, can be quite valuable to demonstrate industry relevant knowledge. Now, when it comes to this medtech program specifically, here is where our collaboration with AMTZ has been really beneficial for the students, because AMTZ also works very closely with the Indian Biomedical Skill Council. So this council is a part of the NSDC, the National Skills Development Council, that is focused on the biomedical industry to create certification programs. So we have worked with them to make sure that every student who undergoes the medtech program will also then go through the certification process of IBSc and be certified biomedical engineer. Now, Government of India is working with many countries abroad to make sure that this particular certificate is recognized in countries outside India also. So already now, I believe that 1 or 2 countries have accepted for bilateral acceptance of this biomedical certification. That means that in abroad, to work in say in the hospital as a biomedical engineer, you need to be certified from that country's biomedical certification process. But instead, this IBSc certification will be recognized as valid. So that will be a very big advantage in the longer term, because it will make career entering into biomedical industry in other countries possible.
So that's a very good, sir. That's I hope, my dear students, it's a big news for you that yes, this certification by Skilling is valued. Definitely your dream to go abroad after 4 or 5 years definitely can come true, because even not only in India and abroad also, a lot of new companies, there's a huge growth in medical technology. Amrinder sir, my question to you is next is, sir, a mechanical student who wants to come into healthcare, how Skilllinks really helps him?
Sir, to say about medical products, so we are talking about medical technology. So as I said previously also, this is an interdisciplinary area where different people from different backgrounds are required at a single point of place to create a very frugal and very commercial, very good medical product. Yeah. To say that mechanical engineers play a crucial role in designing this product and in getting this product qualified through the regulations which are available, because we have 2 regulatory bodies in India who tells that the instrument could be used in hospitals. It has all the compliances required. It is safe. It is reliable, all these things. So for this thing, the design is the most important thing. If the product design, whatever is there, if the casing or if the product enclosure, if it is the enclosure of the product is giving shock or heat, it can't sustain some heat provided by the electronics, or it does not cater for the electrical maintenance which is going within that. If the product is very fragile, it can't be past all the regulations required in the medical industry. So mechanical engineers will play a role there, telling that, hey, this is the design requirement for this product. So they will be applying their knowledge from the design of the product to passing out the complete regulation cycle to get the product into the field. So that is the kind of role they play.
Sir, then my question to you, sir, then whether the student should have, the mechanical student should have the knowledge in UI, UX, design thinking skills and all this, or you will teach all this in your curriculum?
We are teaching all this in our curriculum, sir. Like to say, we have included as a fundamental courses, we have included product design and development as one particular course. Manufacturing is as one course, and design for manufacturability and standards, quality, regulations, and all these subjects are included for the mechanical people to get more overview for the design of medical products, and with little bit of knowledge in medical industry also, like for them to understand on what area they are working actually. So that is the
thing. Sir, Dr. Amut sir, computer science engineer or electronics also can come into healthcare. That's what we discussed. How it is going to help them, sir, to move up in their career? A computer science students come into healthcare or electronics students, how your skilling courses can really help them to mold to come into healthcare industry?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things that is, fundamental, if you look at most of the complex medical devices today, they will have a lot of software within them, right? So let's first focus on, where computer science engineers will excel. So those are typically on advanced algorithms that, do high-end things like artificial intelligence and, image recognition and all of that. So you see a lot of presence of computer science engineers in things like MRI, CT, and X-ray, imaging analysis jobs. On top of that, the big shift that's happening is the whole shift to digital healthcare, where the entire patient medical data is going online, and you're having connected devices, which are sharing information about the patient and being accessible through cloud and IT infrastructure. In fact, if you go and look at any advanced hospital today, they will have a huge IT infrastructure that is keeping track of what happens if you went and got a X-ray done in one part of the hospital, then it's immediately available to the super specialist sitting in another part of the hospital. So a lot of IT infrastructure is actually behind today's healthcare system. Now, it doesn't mean that any IT engineer can immediately go and start working in the medical industry, because medical industry as a whole is highly regulated. So that is where then a computer science engineer has to upskill themselves to understand what are the specific regulations and software engineering practices that are unique to medical industry, know them very well, and then start working in that industry. And over time, they can even continue to certify themselves on these processes, and in that way, really get a good career growth.
So then my question to you, sir, on behalf of the students, it's wonderfully you explained how a computer science or electronics are needed in healthcare. Suppose a student in 12th never studied biology. He's taken maths, physics, chemistry, computer science, and joined engineering in computer science or electronics. And he wants to come to healthcare. Will he be able to find difficult to cope up like a biology, +2 biology with computer science? Or he can understand those medical terminology terms and all this very easily to really move up in the career?
Yeah, that's often a big concern, because especially for someone who has made that choice early in their life, there are certain fears associated with biology, all the Latin language and all that is quite intimidating, so to say. So to help make that easier, we have included a fundamental course on anatomy and physiology, where some of these basic concepts of what are all the different systems that are in the human body, and getting some understanding is needed. Now, in practice, what happens is that these engineers will end up working in a company that will be doing only one narrow product in addressing one specific condition or body part, very typically. And usually there will be a number of additional engineers and biologists on the team who can help translate across these domains. So initially, if you have a fundamental, like a basic knowledge of human anatomy and physiology, it's enough to enter the field. And over time, as you work more in the industry, you will start working closer and closer to doctors and clinicians. And in that way, your knowledge of medical, the human body and all the conditions keeps increasing.
Sir, Amrinder sir, can you briefly tell our viewers that about the medical technology course, how much time, how many months, how it has been really defined to go up or to take a decision that yes, I should join skilling for this medical technology? Can you briefly say about your courses, medical technology courses, sir?
Sure, sir. So to start with, as I said, we have started this program with open to all the branches, and starting with that, we have some fundamental courses in this. So there are 9 fundamental courses which we are going to teach, keeping in a point of view for all the different branches which we have included. It starts with anatomy and physiology. So they will get the basic insights of how the body physiology and what are the parts of the body and everything. And later they study a subject called biosignals. So the signals generated from the body are translated into electrical signals and then represented as a functional part. So as I said, ECG, which tells about how the heart potentials are telling about the function of the heart. So like that, there are so many biosignals like EEG, the brain signals, EMG, the muscle signals, all these things. So they will study about that kind of instrumentation and basic biosignals, all this. And later they'll be going through a course called biomaterials, telling about the materials required for developing medical products, like within the body and outside the body also. There are some things like implants, dental implants, or the stents, cardiac stents, which we are generally using, all these things.
Yeah.
And then coming to mechanical students, design and development and manufacturing, all this. For IT people, we have courses like IoT in healthcare, Internet of Things. In healthcare, how Internet of Things is being used. And medical informatics, how the medical informatics system is being run. So CSC people will have a good command on these things. And coming to other courses like standards, they will get to know. They'll get to know about the regulations required for a medical product. So this is the structure initially they will learn.
So it means that, sir, it means that in short, we have for mechanical a separate course, for electronics separate course, for computers separate. That's the way you want to. I mean, that's what I understood. It's correct.
No, sir. We are giving 9 courses together as a fundamental knowledge.
Okay, 9 courses to everyone.
Yeah, and then they will be getting into a specialization where they will get 5 more courses.
5 more courses, okay.
And that will be based on
in total, they will be having 14 courses.
Right. Sir, Dr. Amod, sir, when student can really join skilling in the final year or after he completes, how the course details, can you give little more elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure.
Because, so this is third year students also watching this, or when can we enter? Yeah.
Yes. So this particular medtech program is nominally expected to take about 12 months or so to complete. The first 6 months, which is focused on the fundamental courses, needs to be completed before the student goes to the Andhra Pradesh medtech zone and starts getting hands-on knowledge. So ideally, we expect students who are in the final year to start taking the course, because then they can finish all the coursework online. By the time they graduate, then they can go on site to Andhra Pradesh and get deeper knowledge. If students are in the third year, then being able to go on site and do the internship may be a challenge for them, and we might have to look into that separately.
So final year student, you said that they can first take the online course for 6 months, then after by the time they graduate, and they can go for the practical on-site job, right? So yes. My question to you, sir, suppose as final year students now join, and he takes online courses now, he has to do a final year project. Whether SkillLink will help him in related areas and projects?
We do not provide targeted guidance on an individual project for the student. However, each of our courses will have practical projects that will show how do you combine concepts across all the different parts of the course.
So he will get some support, technical support. It's not necessary that you don't provide the project, but suppose he takes up something related. Being a student of SkillLink, he can definitely get some additional input from your experts.
Yes. So each of the courses will have 1 to 2 projects, and in those we provide detailed guidance on if they are having any trouble in between, they need some concept clarified. then we help in helping them understand the concept better so that they can do the project well.
Sir, Amrinder sir, one student is doing his BSc Computer Science. He says, I don't have any knowledge in biology. Seeing your YouTube now discussions, I'm slowly getting why not into medical thing. Whether he can join, he's doing his final year BSc Computer Science.
Yes, sir. I think our course is extended to computer science for BSc also. As I said, BSc Computer Science, Physics, Biotechnology, all these people are open to join our
medical, BSc Electronics, all of it. Is it right, sir?
Yes.
So even the
yes,
arts
sir.
and
BSc Electronics also.
Oh, right, sir. Sir, one student has asked, I don't know how relevant, but I heard about it, but he said, sir, I'm doing engineering. I'm interested in blockchain, but how anywhere the blockchain is used in medical industry or medical technology?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. This is definitely a more a futuristic question. There is definitely multiple avenues where blockchain could potentially be used in the medical industry. It could go from everywhere to, how do you know the authenticity of a medicine that you're consuming, right? What is the history of that medicine? Or let us say, as more and more of our electronic records are all digitized, how do we know as it is, being transferred and, transmitted, it is being, kept secure, and we are transferring the knowledge accurately and between multiple specialties of doctors and so on. So here is where crypto technologies can really come into play, and because blockchain is more than just cryptocurrency, right? Blockchain is ultimately a technology that can help you create smart contracts that can give you a detailed history of whatever happened on that chain of contracts. So if you're transferring knowledge or certain information from one to the other, then through blockchain you'll have a background of what was the journey it took, and that is very helpful because patient data, medical data is considered to be highly privacy and secure, right? So let us say that for research or for some other applications, now your medical data has to be transmitted to someone else. Then blockchain can help provide what is the background of that. Did it come from a correct place or was it stolen data and so on? So that is one potential area where I see opportunity for blockchain. But obviously, because of the heavy regulation that is there in the medical industry, this will be something that over time, people have to develop, prove, and only then, will it be accepted in the medical industry.
So one very interesting question we got. One student says, sir, I did my engineering in a second level colleges. I didn't get good job. I joined MBA. I'm doing first year MBA. I'm a biology student, always wanted to do medical. I couldn't get clearing NEET. I didn't get, now I joined the electronics related courses, but I didn't get job because I did in a second, third level colleges. Now it's because father forced him to join MBA, but still my mind is to work in medical. Any chances for me to come in?
Definitely, sir. As I said, if his bachelor's is within the category of what we have mentioned in the skill links.
He's an engineering student, electronics, passed with 68%. So,
then definitely he can take up the skill links executive masters in medical technology program. And if he completes all these courses, definitely he will have a very good opportunity to get into the medical industry with an basic pay starting from 4 to 6 lakhs.
But he's doing his MBA, sir. But he can join, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely. In future, they will have regular. They will have more advantage with the MBA also.
Yes, because MBA, of course, gives you a lot of management knowledge. And if he's able to complete these courses online, and then that's where the advantage of both of these come into play. And there is also a very specific type of management degree called hospital management. It's a specialized degree that is that's potentially something that the student can also consider. That is kind of a special flavor of MBA focused on managing hospitals. And again, here is where, that interdisciplinary knowledge of, how do you work with medical data, how do you manage clinical practices, and all those are covered in hospital management. That might be also something the student could look into.
So another question is from the viewers is because some of the students are watching our first year and second year engineering. They are saying that we are interested in medical related areas because we have taken biology. We are doing first year or second year engineering. What type of any initial courses or initial certification or initial online courses to learn about the basics of medical technology? Does skilling provide anything for first year, second year students?
Yeah. So at the moment, we've started with this, PG oriented course. We are definitely working on, adding a lot more courses, and also, enabling the students to pick individual courses so that, whatever is their specific interest, they can learn further. So, in a few months down the line, we will definitely be having multiple courses in the medical technology area, which may help them learn a lot of fundamentals. Particularly the fundamental courses that are part of this PG program are catered to, bring everyone to a common knowledge base. So that can even be taken by first year and, second year students. Where they may face challenges is in the specialization courses, and that's why, we have made it at a PG level. So over time, as we open up these individual courses, they are definitely suitable for the first and second year students.
Sir, one student is asked, sir, he's doing his final year engineering, and he likes to come into medical. He wants to take up skilling course, but he says that from the conversation we had, skilling is tied up with Andhra Pradesh government med zone. So we'll get job offers only from them, or skilling really arranges not only med zone, even from other companies related to medical technology, we will get some offers.
Yes, sir. From medical technology, not only Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone, we have partnered with them for on-job training. But Skilling is a platform working closely with other industries also, like Scient, Tata Elxsi, and who are major players of medical technology. We are also trying to see partnership collaboration with industrial companies like MNCs like Medtronic, GE. In future, we wanted to have some collaborations with Siemens. So we give the assistance with all these different perspective companies which are available pan-India. It's not only specific to AMTZ.
The students want to know what are the other different companies who really recruit medical technology students, sir, after they complete skilling.
Sir, there are many companies. So you can see the medical technology segment as 4 different segments, like major with respect to the job profession they are going to do. One is like hospitals are going to have the major category of the jobs, and then sales and service engineers are the other major category, and IT and healthcare infrastructure, that is one more category, and the third one being the R&D, research and development, and other manufacturing, production, such kind of things. So coming to in this kind of segment, there are companies like GE, Siemens, Medtronic, Philips, Schiller, and R&D institutes, lot of R&D, Indian R&D institutes, where they start hiring scientific officers who are related to medical industry. So I think there are huge number of startups in the medical industry these days. If you see in the last 3 years, there are at least like 300 startups which have come up within India with innovative medical technologies. So these startups require high potential people and skilled people. They don't want basic engineers. So there is a huge potential for that.
So huge potential for medical technology, and especially if you take a course from Skilling also. Sir, my last question, sir, because we are ending the program now. Dr. Armod sir, one question I really would like to ask. Okay, everybody will be convinced that medical technology has got a huge growth opportunities with more like information, like 300 startup companies are already in there. A lot of skilled workers are going to be needed. How skilling differs from a medical technology courses offered, master's program offered by top engineering institutions and skilling?
So one of the key challenges today, in education of biomedical engineers is that you need to have access to a lot of advanced facilities, lab setups and so on. And it should not just be, like a small demo kit, right? What is actually happening in the real world? How are these being manufactured? What is the specific needs of today's industry? Where are the jobs are there? So what happens in most high-end programs is that they teach a lot of advanced concepts, most of which are not being made in India today. So that means that at the end of it, what's actually being produced in India, where they need skilled engineers, is missing in many of the programs because the practical exposure of that typically is not covered. Here is where we feel that the combination of highly industry oriented projects based on current activities in the industry today, combined with the experience and exposure that they will get in the Andhra Pradesh medtech zone, will give them a strong theoretical foundation along with the practical exposure of today's medical technology, how it is in India, which means that they will be very, very ready for a wide variety of jobs in the medical industry across this program.
So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Amod and Amrendra sir from SkillLink. My dear students, you can definitely keep one of the major options if you're doing engineering or any graduate related to biotechnology, biomedical, computer science, electronics, or physics, or whatever thing. Huge opportunities are going to be there. And SkillLink is one of the top line training programmers in India, ranked very, very well, and very good reviews we have seen from my own students who joined and got a fantastic offers. Not only in this, they are very good in electric vehicle, e-vehicle and all this. We have seen their success stories are tremendous. So in fact, it's a great opportunity to know still more about medical technology from two big knowledgeable people from here. Hope this program is very useful. And if you need any help, we are there. You can even directly connect with SkillLink people. They will help you with more information in case you want to join. So thank you both of you, sir, for joining us in our YouTube Live. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.